Hello and welcome to this week's angling vlog. This week you join me out on the bank and we're in search of carp on the feeder. Join me on a Sunday morning, there's blue skies up ahead and for once it's not raining. It feels good to be out on the bank, the warmth is in the air and there's a few carp mooching around the pool. So you would have noticed on the blog recently, sessions have been really short, time has been really tight, work has been super busy, and it's the same today. We've nipped out on a Sunday morning with the aim of just getting away from the desk and getting a bend in the rod. So let's take a look at the side tray, the baits we're going to use, and let's make a start. We do look at the side tray. If you are new around here, my name's Danny, and every Friday at 6 PM we put a new video on the channel. So it'd be great if you could leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel down below. So looking at the side tray, dead simple today. We've got some of the 6mm pellets there, the seafood ones from Hinders. And we've got some seafood expander mix. We've got the Quorum method feeder, nice and simple mould, and in there we've got two types of wafters, white and pink, nice and simple tactics. Looking at the swim, I've put in some of the pellets over there to target that area. I've put a few pellets in front of me here, and on that little branch over there I've put a few pellets on there as well. So I've got three different areas of the swim to target. I've put them in the shallow part of the water as well as a bit further off, so I can see when they're fishing in the area. There's been one or two tails coming up there, and we're going to start on this one here. There's been the most activity on that one. You can see there the carp's just boiled on the spot, so we're going to waste no time at all and we're going to have a cast over there. As you can see, blue skies and the sun's out. It's beautiful to be out on the bank and a bit of warmth on the back, and it's been a long time since we've seen that this winter and spring. Looking down, we're on the first cast. The rod I'm using is the Quorum opportunistic quiver, and we've got the 1 ounce tip in the top. We've got a Zelos reel with 8-pound line, and you can see there we're just waiting on the first cast. Putting some of the pellets you can see on screen now over the top, just to make that noise and that visual in that clear water to attract fish in. You've seen before one boiled on the spot, so there's definitely carp coming in. I'm going to leave this cast now, I'm not going to recast, and I'm just going to keep my eye on the spots. I've definitely seen a carp boil over there as well, so I'm not going to be making loads of casts because fishing in that shallow water, the noise is going to spook them. I'm happy with where it's landed. I'm just going to leave it now and wait for the carp to find it. That is the beauty of the method. It is a perfect trap, and once the trap's set, just leave it. So it hasn't taken too long for that tip to go around on that ground bait method feeder, and I've got a feeling it could be Mr. Ghosty. I see him come in, and you can't do anything about it on this gear, it just goes round. But he's heading down that way of the pool, and hopefully we can get him in. So when you only got a few hours on the bank, it's always good to get off to a good start, but when they look like that, you're proper made up. Been firing those pellets over the top, and that feeder with that ground bait works straight away. A great start. Let's get the rod back in and see if we can get another. So over the years I've tried all different methods for putting the pellet on the hook, you know, bayonet and a baiting needle, and this way comes from me barbel fishing really. I've got a strong Quorum grappler hook, a band, it's knotless knot style, dead simple to do, and it stays on, and that is the one that I've settled on over the years for my feeder fishing, just because it's so simple. So consistency wise with the bait, I always try and get it like wet sand, so it's a heavy mix. When you put it on the feeder it will compact and bind in, a bit like making a sandcastle on the beach. That's the way I think of it. Really compact it in so it gets to the bottom in one big go. No feed, you just got the smell and that expander ground bait. So that was a really nice start to the session, and we've gone straight back in over that spot as well. There's been one or two more tails come up, so it makes sense to keep trying that spot. While I'm doing that and I'm sat here, I am putting more bait in over the other spots there, one in front and one over there, just to make that noise and keep attracting them fish in. Sit and wait, and hopefully that tip will go round again. Well, I'm not sure how much of that take we actually got on film. I had a little tap on the feeder and I thought, do you know what, I'll see if we can get a bit of action on the tip on film, and the tip absolutely wrapped round, so I'm not sure how much of it I actually got. But good to get a second bite in this fish. Putting in that bend in the rod that we were after. Keep that rod nice and low because there is a few overhanging snags on the pool. And hopefully we can get him in, but with blue skies, a bend in the rod is exactly what we come for. A lovely start to a day. 2 fish, both vibrant colours and Mr. Ghosty. Hopefully I've got the tip going round on film, but with the sun out, blue skies, good to be on the bank, away from that desk, and exactly what we come for. And in fishing, I don't believe there's a better trap than the method. It is deadly, and it means you can just leave it out there and it's fishing on most things it lands on. Breaks down that one patch of bait, and like you've seen there, it's slipped up them 2 fish. Let's get it straight back out there. We're going to go back over that spot again because there's been fish moving on it again, so keep using that one and baiting up that one there with the pellet. I think the longer we leave that one, the more confident they're going to get, and hopefully we're just leaving them to settle. So the tip's just gone round again, just casting over to that left hand margin, and I was watching one of the ghosties go along that far bank, and one of these darker commons snooking, the tip wrapped round, and we're into another one. It's a beautiful day to be on the bank. It really does feel like spring is in the air, and we've got that third bend in the rod, and the plan's working, isn't it? We've had 2 off that spot, and then we've gone over there when we've left it, and we've got another. Just keeping that rod low, keeping it out the snags. There we go, the 3rd carp of the day, looking beautiful in that sun. It's been great fun in a short session getting these bites, and always good when a plan works. I've definitely seen that tail come up a few times against that far margin. I did think it was a common, but no, a beautiful mirror. So on a recent vlog you see me fish on that corner there, and I didn't have a tap, and we moved on to rowing and had a few fish. Little did I know at that time that there was some form of chemicals coming in from the inlet there. We've had a few fish today. I'm due to go out in the week with Abby, so there'll be a bit more of this vlog after this bit, hopefully. You can just see there, there's aeration on the pool, and I've got plenty of happy memories on Willow. And I just hope that with all we're doing, them fish survive, because as you know, it is one of my favourite places to come to fish. But today, for an hour or 2, it's my job to watch the pumps. A few days later, I was planning to come out on the method feeder with our Abby, but blue skies all day in work. We've got the bare minimum of tackle. We've headed out, put a bit of bread on the pool. There's 1 or 2 carp coming up, and me and Abby, we're going to try and catch a carp, aren't we, mate? Fingers crossed we can get one. The target is always 1, but that one down there is looking like a prime suspect. Got a bit of bait in the bait pouch. Just going to keep feeding them up for a little bit, and then we'll make that all important first cast. It's about 5 o'clock now. The farmer on his way home, so we haven't got too long, and hopefully we can get a bend in the rod. So that didn't take too long for Mr. Carp to slip up, and we're into the first one. He's going for the trees. You got to stop him. A bit of side strain, not too much. Just tease him out. So Mr. Carp's pulling back a bit. There's a few more taking bread out there, but we've got what we've come for, a bend in the rod. We've got Daffy Duck over there. He's landed, so he's going to be a bit of a pain, but we'll deal with him once we've got this carp in. It does feel like spring is here now. Now you'll have to work. Coming out for an hour or 2 and just trying to get 1 or 2 of these carp. So we've got Abby's carp in the net down there, and it's my turn to have a cast, and that big set of rubber lips come up, and we're hoping for that little brace shot after work and school. There we go, 2 carp off the surface after school and work. What a beautiful way to end the evening. There's 1 or 2 more carp coming up behind us, so hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 more opportunities. So it's taken a little bit longer than expected, but eventually another carp's come up to the surface and taken that piece of bread. You can see the cloud covers come over. There's a bit of wind on the venue, and the carp did go down a bit. So just by sticking at it and remaining patient, there's 1 or 2 more coming up now out there, so we might get 1 more opportunity.
So there we go, a beautiful fish. Tight lines and your own fishing, and we'll catch you next week.
There's plenty of lessons to be learnt in angling, and one of them is that the last cast is never the last cast. That is a lesson learned for Abby tonight. this is the last fish of the session. It's been great after work, just getting a few bites in the sun and getting out with my little girl. All that remains now is to wish you all tight lines in your own fishing for the final time, and we really will catch you all next week. Tight lines.